Hi everybody! Today we are doing 3 simple, easy, cheap decorations. So if you're having a Halloween party, these are perfect because you don't spend a lot of money making them and they turn out so cute. Dollar Tree had colored skulls at my store this year. Usually they're just beige, but oh my gosh, the purple, I love it. So I grabbed one of their mirrors and I cut the skull in half using a handsaw and my scissors. Once it got started, it came apart pretty easy. Using hot glue, I'm just gluing that skull down to that mirror. I loved the gold and black and the shape of that mirror, and I absolutely love the color of that skull. Now using this spiderweb mesh in purple, also from Dollar Tree, all I'm going to do is wrap it around his head or her head, because this either or, I guess. This can be anything you want. I just thought it would be so cool to have kind of this flowing head wrap around the skull. So I just hot glued it and tucked it into place and kind of maneuvered it around so it was hanging down. And oh my gosh, this is a great wall decor for your home, if you're having a Halloween party, as a Halloween present. I mean, this cost me $2.50 and a little bit of change for a little bit of mesh off that roll. And look at that. You didn't have to paint anything, and I think this just turned out so cute to hang on your wall. Now you could go a step further and poke some holes in those eye sockets and put a few lights coming through. If you want to light this up, that would be an option as well. You could take the mirror out and poke some holes in the skull and put the lights inside the skull and then put the mirror back on so the whole skull would kind of illuminate. There's so many different ways you can go with this. This is just an inspiration idea and you take it and run with it. So here's the final result, guys. So cute. I love the colors. So DIY number 2, another easy peasy one. I'm going to be using this globe that's kind of tinted grayish, dark grayish. And I'm going to be using a doll head from Dollar Tree in the toy section. So I needed to get the base off of this so I could fit the head into the globe. And with a little oomph, I got the base to pop off. So now we just have the head. Now originally I was going to comb her hair and have it flowing down, but the hair is really sparse, kind of like the Christmas trees at Dollar Tree. So when I took the rubber band out, it actually comes with a brush too. Hair kind of like came out with the rubber band, and it was kind of dented from the rubber band, and you go to comb it and all you could see is the top of her head. And so I went with plan B and kind of just smashed her little cute head in that globe and let the hair go where it wanted to, which ended up kind of neat at the end, as you'll see, because the hair kind of went all the way up into the top of the globe with me getting that head in there and then pushing all of her hair, and it kind of went up to the top, which actually I think it looked neat at the end. You'll see. Anyway, now we're going to add these lights. Dollar General had their lights on sale, so I grabbed a couple of bundles of these battery operated fairy lights, and I am just going to push those fairy lights inside here, not really caring like where it went except for staying away from her face. I didn't want too many of the lights in front of her face. I was trying to push them up into her hair so that the whole globe would illuminate. It didn't quite work out that way, so if you want to do this differently, you'd kind of probably have to put her hair into maybe 2 ponytails. But the light, at first I was going to push the lighting battery pack inside there, but then I thought no, because then I'd have to unscrew the base every time I want to turn this on and off. So I decided to leave the battery pack out. Here you're going to see me put the base on because this is where I was going to leave it in, but the end result, I actually took the battery pack out. I could still screw the base on. So I had made this little stand years ago, and all you need is a candlestick and a piece of wood. And all I'm going to do is take that spider web mesh, which I absolutely love. I'm going to use a piece of the silver, a couple pieces of the silver, and a piece of the purple. And all I'm going to do is wrap the mesh around my stand. I'm going to put the globe on top, and then I'm going to take the purple mesh and tie it around the base where you could see where the base screws on. Now, like I said, I took my battery pack back out, and it still could twist on, so that was good. And I left my battery pack out. That way I could turn it on and off. But I think this looks like a fortune teller. Where am I going with this? She looks like a fortune teller. Oh, I can't think. I'm going blank. Tell me in the comments. What is it? Fortune teller. What am I trying to think of here and can't remember? You know I do this all the time. I will think of it and come back to you. But let me know in the comments what it is. But isn't that cute? The hair kind of makes the top look like a mirrored effect, and then you can see her face underneath. I think that's kind of creepy and scary and fun and all the things you want for a Halloween decoration all in one. Fortune teller crystal ball. Crystal ball. That's the word I was thinking of. How many of you already put it in the comments for me? I think she's adorable and so easy to make. Say $2, little bit of mesh, and a stand, $4 max here. Okay, number 3. Look at this guy. Oh my gosh, he was fun to make. So when you're at your local thrift store, grab a candlestick. I had gotten this brass candlestick at my thrift store, and I actually used it for another project, so I'm recycling a project. So mine was painted blue and had stickers on it. Well, I'm not going to worry about those because I'm going to use my silicone molds, and I'm going to fill them with hot glue, and I am going to use that to make this candlestick more decorative for Halloween. So right now you see me just filling up each of those molds as much as I can with hot glue, and then you want to set those aside and let them thoroughly dry. You'll know when they're dry because they kind of turn a little bit white, and then it's usually safe to touch at that point, but please do not burn yourself. Now I'm going to take some black, and this is just apple barrel. Sorry, I'm so used to saying Waverly. Just apple barrel in black, and I'm going to paint the whole candlestick. I only had to do 1 coat, which was a blessing. I had a wood round that was kind of large, and I'm going to be using that right there for the top. I think I ordered a pack of these wood rounds off of Amazon, and I'll have that link below if any of you are interested. I always put the links of items I bought from Amazon in my description box, and it would be under the very first thing in my description box after describing the video, and it says items I've used in this video. So my molds are dry. I'm going to take them out. Sometimes you have to trim them up a little bit, but the great thing about hot glue molds is you can use hot glue to attach them. So I put some hot glue on the back of this, and I'm going to attach these molds in different areas of the candlestick to just vamp this candlestick up, make it look more like it should be used for Halloween decor. So I have my molds on where I want them, and I'm going to take that same black paint. I'm going to paint over all of these molds so they blend in with the candlestick. And this, usually painting molds, it takes 2 coats normally. Sometimes with the black, sometimes you can get away with 1 coat. Just make sure you're getting into all the cracks and crevices. Turn, flip upside down, turn. When you think you've turned it as much as you possibly and you didn't miss anything, turn it again. You probably missed something. So now, if you guys are still watching my video, oh, I love you, love you, love you, love you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. What you can do to help my channel, hit that like button if you're enjoying what you're seeing. Leave a comment. Let me know what you thought. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. All 3 things are free to do. It tells YouTube people like my video, and it shows it to tons more people for me. So it's a free way to help me out. Now I did use some silver rub and buff, and I put it on those silicone hot glue little decals that I made. Now I'm going to use some super glue and a little bit of hot glue, and I'm going to attach that wood piece to the top because I need a bigger surface for my skull. So we're going to set that aside, let it dry. I just absolutely love that rub and buff. Love it. I love how it brings out all of the beautiful details in almost any piece. I'm obsessed. You're going to see me using it a lot. I took a little bit of that rub and buff and I put it on a baby wipe, and I kind of went around, kind of distressing with it, if you want to call it that, just to highlight a little bit more silver. Look at that. Now that's Halloween. Now this is the skull head I was talking about earlier that they usually sell at Dollar Tree. And here is the purple and teal. And yeah, I just love anything purple. So we're going to toss Mr. Beige Skull to the side, and we're going with Mr. Purple and Teal. I had these purple fairy lights, and I thought this would be very cool to light the skull up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to wrap the fairy light into a circle and size it to the eye socket. Then I'm just going to use hot glue, and I'm going to glue the fairy lights inside the eye socket. I'm going to bring the line of fairy lights over the top of the skull. I'm going to do the circle again, and I'm going to make sure both eye sockets have lights in them. And then I'm just going to wrap the remainder of the fairy lights going around the skull so that pretty much most of the skull will be lit up. I like to use Velcro to stick my battery packs instead of gluing them down. I guess this project, it wouldn't have mattered. I do that normally because if I want to use the lights again, the battery pack wasn't glued to an item. But since I was gluing these lights to the skull anyway, this isn't one I would be able to reuse. But I did do it in Velcro anyway. So I just stuck that battery pack to the back of the skull, and with the extra cord that you see, I wrapped it around the battery pack so that it would be hidden. This way it's so easy to turn this on and off, just reaching behind. Now the skull is going to be glued down to that wood piece, and all I had to do was add a little bit of hot glue to the base of the skull and glue him down. Here I'm showing you how easy it is to turn it on and off. I love lighting up projects, but tell me guys, like, sometimes it's a pain having all those battery packs to light up. I understand, but man, what a difference when they're lit up. It just nothing better than having all your Halloween decor out at night and you have all these different items lit up. It's so spooky and I just love Halloween so much, almost as much as Christmas. So like I said before, I used an obscene amount of hot glue and I glued the skull right to that wood piece, making sure I was kind of centered on the wood piece. So now, look at that. Oh, it looks creepy, doesn't it? Looks even creepier when it's lit up. So we're going to take some of that window creepy cloth and we're going to wrap that around his head. Now, I did this to make this, I like it looking like he has like a cape on, or is it a cape? A hoodie cape, kind of. I guess I don't know. A hoodie. A hoodie made of mesh. I don't know. It just looks creepy. So I kind of just maneuvered it around. I'm not gluing it down. I'm just maneuvering it around his head. I'm cutting off the excess and it's just going to drape over his head. It's going to hide a lot of the fairy light wires, which was a bonus. And you're just going to see that beautiful purple light shine through. See, I actually have a lot of that wrapped around him because I just think it looks so cool. Oh my gosh, look at the purple skull. I'm obsessed with purple. What's you guys' favorite color? Mine, of course, is purple. So I found a black rose, and what better way to accent this would be using a black rose. I put a little bit of hot glue on the stem and I kind of glued it, pushing it into the mesh and gluing it to the side of the skull. And that's it. This was probably the most expensive project out of all of them. The candlestick cost me $1. The skull cost me $1. The mesh cost me $1. Already had the rose. Already had the wood piece. So just say add another $1, $1, $2, $3, $4, $5, and you have this beautiful lit up skull. I've seen skull heads on candlesticks are kind of popular this year. I've seen them at Hobby Lobby. I've seen them at Dollar General. I've seen them online. It seems like that's like the thing to have this year. So this is kind of amping it up a little bit. Look how that skull lights up. Oh my goodness, I'm in love with this. You can really see the purple. It looks like it has purple eyes staring at you. Oh, I love Halloween. Let me know, what was your favorite project? Are you guys having a Halloween party? What are you dressing up as? Let me know all the good details. I want to hear all about it in the comments below. Like I said, if you want to help out my channel, it's free to subscribe, free to hit that like button, and free to say hello to me in the comments. All three things tell YouTube I'm doing a good job. I love you guys. I hope you have a blessed and wonderful week, and I'll see you next Tuesday. Bye, y'all.